Well, welcome everyone. I'm here with Justin Dougherty. He is the Executive Director for Autism Action Partnership. Justin, thank you for joining me today.
It's great to be back. Thank you.
Yeah, we did this about a year ago, didn't we?
We did, yes.
Except we were in a studio.
How things have changed.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's just talk about Autism Action Partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your organization and who do you serve?
We're a statewide organization here in Nebraska. We're trickling a little bit into Council Bluffs, I'm proud to say. I'm working towards expanding our reach a little bit and serving more families. But the primary focus of our work, obviously, is serving individuals with autism and their families, both directly and indirectly through programming in a variety of different sectors, schools and employment, work, places like that. We also are beginning to expand our focus more on the greater community, the businesses, and the environment in which the autism community lives and plays and works.
Sure.
Trying to work more with that group of individuals who either intentionally or unintentionally are without knowing serving the autism community and maybe could be doing more, better, or different to create a better reality for the families that we are targeting.
Absolutely. Well, you have an event coming up, so we're gonna wait till more towards the end of the interview. But I do let's talk about COVID-19 because every nonprofit is being impacted.
Right.
So let's just talk about what's going on in your world.
Mm-hmm. Well, so speaking on behalf of the families and the individuals that we directly serve, the autism community, if I may. So as we all know, March-ish, schools closed somewhat abruptly and families were left to figure out how to we hear all the stories about parents trying to figure out how to become teachers as well as everything else they're doing.
Yeah.
With autism community, we have families who are trying to be speech pathologists, therapists, behavior therapists, and all sorts, and a variety of other professions within that. So immediately we saw families across the country, everywhere, trying to figure out what the new norm was going to be. And then our phones began to ring as families began to ask us for opportunities for resources. Then fast forward a few more weeks, a few more months, as employment started kind of going down and people started getting laid off or furloughed, then there was questions about insurance and families not having insurance or having the funds to do things. So our response kind of built upon a few building blocks, but immediately we were able to leverage a few of our resources as well as fundraising for a pandemic response, i.e. get awards, financial awards to families as quickly as possible who are in crisis. So that's kind of giving people the fish, if I may. So then we also then immediately began, some of those requests were coming in, which we're hearing from families saying they don't have sensory items at home. They might know what to do from the therapies that their children were attending and experiencing, but they don't have the resources to do that, or they don't even know where to begin because the school officials, the speech pathologists, they were implementing those things at school and they're beginning to see regression at home from their children. So milestones that were met, there's now starting to be regression. So in the last 3 months here, we've been focusing all of our attention on what we call our activity kits. So we worked with professionals across the country to develop what we thought was a kit that had a variety of things, both fun as well as could be used for learning and for therapy. And we have been creating those. We are finalizing this week our 1,050. We have 3 different colors, so it had to be divisible by 3. And we're getting those across the state of Nebraska to families for free. It's about a $25 value of each of those kits. So we've kind of had to adjust, and we've been incredibly busy. And we've gotten about 600 of those kits already out the door to families and are getting wonderful feedback, kind of bringing as much as we can into the homes of families.
Yeah. You have something called the AAP Guild.
Mm-hmm.
So talk a little bit about that, because one of the pieces that does that have, so the 150 activity kits, and I'm sorry, you sent me some information here, so I'm looking kind of back and forth at the notes. So they have been a huge help with that project.
Indeed.
And I know Warner Enterprises is just a really great corporate partner.
Oh, they're fantastic. So our guild is our volunteer core. So largely parents of individuals with autism, but also some professionals that work in the field that want to engage in a different way with the community. So these kits, we have to buy a whole bunch of items and then have them sorted and counted, and then bags assembled and then bags delivered. So it's been a Herculean task that we absolutely could not have done with staff that we have. And so our guild took ownership of the project, helped us once we got things in the office. They came up and sorted a variety of things, assembled the kits, and then same Warner Industries. Warner Enterprises, they have a Blue Brigade, which is their volunteer corps for their employers, and they did the same thing. So we brought a bunch of supplies there, and they, in a matter of weeks or days, assembled kits that we were able to get out the door. And Warner even went a step further and helped deliver 300 kits from Omaha to Kearney, so we were able to get kits to families in the central state.
Wow, that's wonderful. And like I said earlier, you do have this event coming up. This is every year. It's called Vintage Affair. It's a wonderful event. What's going on this year?
Well, as of today, so we are going forward to have the event as our tradition has. So people in a room together, silent auction, live auction, dinner program. Working very closely with our event planner and the location where we're having it at Embassy Suites to make sure that everything we're doing is following guidelines and best practices for the wellness and safety of our guests, and also creating a online virtual experience for individuals who aren't able or are unwilling to join us in person to be able to participate. So that's we're calling it a hybrid event. Many organizations are doing it. Also in the back of our head saying, as we monitor the situation, this might be completely virtual if need be. We aren't ignorant to the fact that there's a pandemic going on and we want to do what's best, and we're not ignorant to that fact. So we're going ahead that way with the understanding that we might need to take a right turn here further down the road, and preparing for that as well.
Well, I'm excited because I know several nonprofits who are having, or having the Together event, and I think, but things change on a dime. So just having that mindset, we might just have to go virtual. But again, saying we're going to do this regardless of whether we're together or whether we're virtual or we're doing a little bit of both. So, speaking of that, how can people buy tickets? Where do they go?
They can go to our website, Autism Action Partnership. AutismAction.org. They can also go, and that's probably the best place to go to find a link to where to register online through GiveSmart, our platform. So they can do that. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn. Twitter. All the social media. We'll be putting content out a lot for that piece. But I think if nothing else, through this pandemic, we have realized the need, the impact of our work. We are maybe closer to where the rubber meets the road than we have as far as statewide. It's needed. There's the families that we serve are in a situation more so than they've maybe ever been, where they need any resource. So there's wind in our sails to make sure this is a successful fundraiser and that we're able to continue our mission and adapt and adjust and meet the needs of the families that we're trying to serve.
Well, Justin, thank you so much for talking with me. I know they can find more information out on your website about giving back and this event and all that
Absolutely.
Kind of stuff. So I appreciate your time, and we're all in this together, and there's people out there that support you. There's people that maybe don't know who you are that want to support you. So we'll continue to get the word out about what you're doing, and just appreciate everything you're doing in the community.
And I absolutely appreciate the same. And for all the negativity out there, I continue to tell people, like, our cup is overflowing with the amount of love and support and wonderful stories we're hearing every day.
And
wonderful. Experiencing. Yes.
All right. Well, Justin, thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon.
Always a pleasure. Ditto.
Okay. Bye.